There's some serious swelling here. This toe looks like it's at risk. It's just a very deep constriction wound there. This is human hair. They've already lost this toe. They've actually lost 2 toes. Pigeon has 4 toes. The back toe is the hallux, and then they have 3 front-facing toes. So this isn't a bird I'm going to want to treat here because we may need to amputate this toe, and that has to happen under anesthesia. Yeah, that's human hair just in the environment, and they get their toes trapped, gets tangled all over their toes, and it causes this type of severe injury and toe loss. Sometimes they lose the entire foot. But this foot at least looks like it can be saved. Here's the metatarsal pad. As long as that's still intact, even without toes, it's amazing how these birds can survive. Right, I'll take him to the Wild Bird Fund, which is the Rehabilitation Center for Wildlife in New York. As you can see, you'll also find the city birds are really greasy, can be really greasy too. So sometimes we give them dawn baths at the clinic. Pigeons are, defenseless creatures. They're trying to survive in the city. There are a lot of challenges. There's not a lot of food for them. They have to contend with, human beings, cars, pollution, lead in the environment, all of these things that can take them out, right? And I don't know, it just seemed, seeing a pigeon with both of their feet tied together by a string, right, and they're just trying to make it, it is kind of heartbreaking. And it's something as simple as just picking them up and cutting that thread and taking it off, giving them their life back. It's really powerful. This guy has another serious stringfoot over here. Well, this guy has some string. This string is on here pretty loosely. If left alone, it might cause injury, but we can take this off and just let the bird go. Yeah, so I'm wrapping a towel around him to keep him constrained. This is only going to take a quick second. I'm going to take out my scissor very loosely. So I just get on and I snip over here. But you can see this blue string, but there's also some human hair, which is really gross. And that can actually cut very deeply, but that's all this black stuff here. So we got the blue string off, but now I'm gonna cut some of this hair and just very gently remove all of the fibers. I'm gonna use my tweezer now. Yeah, if this was left untreated, it might cause infection. It could cut into the skin. But I think I got all of it off. Yeah, so I got all the hair off now, and this guy's good to go. We see birds getting hit by bikes, getting hit by cars, being poisoned with lead in the environment, starving, not being able to find enough food, especially in the colder months. On the other hand, their population is pretty high in the city, and they're, unlike other birds, they can lay eggs constantly throughout the year, whereas other birds have a season. So in a way, they are thriving in the cities, but there definitely are a lot of challenges. And the stringfoot that we talked about, just getting tangled up in garbage in the environment, it can be really detrimental to a bird when they lose 1, 2, or toes, or they lose their entire foot sometimes. You see that. So it's tough. So this guy has a pretty bad string foot. This is not a case that I would want to treat. I think first and foremost, they're survivors. I mean, I give them a lot of credit for making it in this city. That's true of all wildlife. They're also very social. They mate for life, apparently, from what I've read. They stay together in their flocks. They look out for each other. But they're also enigmatic. We can't really know what pigeons are thinking. You know, we can read about it. We can see what the scientists have to say, but I think a lot of what we do is project our own feelings onto the birds, and that's not necessarily bad if it helps sort of humanize them or make them more sympathetic to people. But I'm still learning, I'm still discovering their personalities and what they're all about. But ultimately, we'll never really know what they're thinking. When a bird is in need, they can't help themselves, right? So I think it's important for people to help where they can. You know, I see people who may not feel comfortable catching a bird on their own, but they see a bird that's in distress and they go to a Facebook group where rehabbers visit and they say, I found this bird needs help. The best thing you can do in that situation is to contain the bird, put them in a box, try to throw a towel over them, talk to a rehabber, find a rehabber in your community. Do something, even taking a little step for the benefit of the bird is a great thing, and it really does make you feel good, I think, when you help an animal like that. You know, people ask me a lot, you know, do the birds know that you're helping them? And I wish I could say yes. I think it's a stressful experience for a bird to be handled, and as soon as you're done and you release them, they take off and they want to get away from you. But you know that you've impacted them. And as I was saying before, like, to see a bird limping like that when they're looking for food or just trying to survive, it's really upsetting, and it's such a simple thing that we can do for these animals, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of it.